If you've got a fitness tracker, you know the feeling, right? That little buzz, the burst of confetti on your screen when you finally hit 10,000 steps. It's become this global benchmark for being active. We all know the number, but where did it actually come from? Is it really the secret to good health, or is it just a bunch of hype?
So, let's just cut to the chase. Is hitting that 5-digit number every single day actually necessary for a longer, healthier life? Well, the answer might surprise you. It's not nearly as black and white as you'd think.
All right, first things first, we have to talk about where this number even originated. Because, spoiler alert, it wasn't a doctor or some big scientific study that handed down this golden rule.
Believe it or not, the 10,000-step goal was born from a brilliant ad campaign in Japan. Right before the Tokyo Olympics in '64, a company made a pedometer called the Manpo-ki, and that name literally translates to 10,000 steps meter. The number wasn't based on years of research. It was chosen because the Japanese character for 10,000 kind of looks like a person walking. It was simple, it was catchy, and man, did it stick.
Okay, so if the number was just some clever marketing, what does the actual science have to say? Researchers have spent decades digging into this, trying to find the real sweet spot for daily steps and our health. So let's see what they found.
Get this, a massive study, and I mean massive, covering nearly 250,000 people, delivered some fantastic news for basically all of us. You do not need to get anywhere close to 10,000 steps to see huge benefits. Your risk of dying from heart disease starts to plummet at just 2,300 steps a day. And for dying from any cause, the benefits really start to kick in around 4,000 steps.
And the good news just keeps on coming. That same study found that for every extra 1,000 steps you take, you slash your risk of dying from any cause by another 15%. This is so important because it shows that progress, not some perfect number, is what really matters. Every step truly does count.
But wait, is more always better? Well, yes and no. It turns out there's a point of diminishing returns, where the health benefits start to level off. And what's really interesting is that this number changes with age. For adults over 60, the biggest bang for your buck is in that 6,000 to 8,000 step range. For those of us under 60, the benefits tend to plateau a little higher, somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 steps.
So we know the numbers, but what are we really getting for our efforts? You know, it's really not an exaggeration to say that walking is the closest thing we have to a genuine magic pill for our health. Let's really unpack what that means.
I just love this quote because it hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the incredible power we have, literally at our own 2 feet. We're always looking for the next complex solution or expensive drug, when one of the most powerful medicines out there is completely free, available to almost everyone, and has practically zero negative side effects.
And the effects of this so-called pill are just mind-blowing. Hitting that optimal step count can cut your risk of dementia in half. It's tied to a massively lower risk of things like heart attacks and strokes. It even significantly reduces the risk for more than a dozen types of cancer and type 2 diabetes. I mean, come on. Find me a single prescription drug on the market that can do all of that.
And the benefits go way beyond just preventing these major diseases. Think about the day-to-day stuff. A regular walk releases endorphins that boost your mood. It actually improves your memory and cognitive function. It helps lubricate your joints, which can ease arthritis pain. And, of course, it supports healthy weight and can lower your blood pressure. It's basically a total body tune-up.
Okay, so we've busted the myth, we've looked at the incredible science, but what does this all mean for you right now? How many steps should you actually be aiming for? Let's dial it in.
Well, the ideal target actually shifts a bit throughout our lives. For kids and teens who need to move for healthy development, the goal is higher, usually somewhere in the 12,000 to 16,000 range. For most adults, that 7,000 to 10,000 range is a fantastic target. And for older adults, aiming for 6,000 to 8,000 steps a day seems to be the sweet spot for those optimal health benefits.
But what if you look at those numbers and think, there's no way? The most important thing is to just start where you are. Please don't try to jump from 2,000 steps to 10,000 in one day. Here's the plan. First, just see what you're currently averaging for a week. Then, set a tiny goal. Just add 1,000 more steps. That's it. That's like a 10-minute walk. Stick with that until it feels easy, then add another 1,000. It's simple, it's sustainable, and it's how you build a powerful habit.
So we've covered a lot of ground today, huh? We've gone all the way from a 1960s marketing slogan in Japan to the latest cutting-edge science. Let's bring it all home and talk about the big takeaway.
If you remember one single thing from all this, let it be this: progress over perfection. Stop stressing about hitting a perfect 10,000 every single day. The research is crystal clear. The health benefit you get from going from 3,000 steps to 5,000 is enormous. Some is always better than none. Every single step you take is a win.
We started this whole thing talking about a magic pill. Well, it turns out that pill is real. It's completely free, and you don't need a prescription to get it. It's just the simple act of putting one foot in front of the other. So the only question left is, what's your first dose going to be? A quick walk around the block? Taking the stairs instead of the elevator? It all counts.